Hello everyone, Lee TCG here. Here's my quick Banlist reaction, and then I'll be here sharing my new thoughts for the new format. I already have seen this list 4 or 5 days ago. You guys also know about them, so I'm just gonna do it really quick. These are for Snake Eye, per Snake Eye hit mainly, so Fire King stays untouched except for Link Haribo. So you guys we can assume that people will be playing Fire King for the new high tier events. Baron affects Kashtira deck, but I think Chang's a good replacement for it. This also makes Utopic Future better because they serve as a similar purpose. And then Summon Limit made Lightning Storm better than Cosmic a lot of times last format because you can out those plus their own backer at the same time. But right now, if people are cutting this and just play anti-spell then even though it's a one-of, I guess, but Cosmic's pretty good, and Cosmic has more utility next format, which I'll be explaining soon. So that affects that. But if a lot of people like play the Solemn Strike and other kind of Floodgate, and like the Fire King, like say that it became a trend that Fire King plays Skill Drain, 3 of Skill Drain, then you'll still play Lightning Storms. So that's that, and then the Protoss and then Thunder Dragon. It may be appealing that you play Board Breaker for these cards, but in my opinion, just hand trapping them would just be enough because they are just making these on top of their own engine board. So it could be a little too much if you try to just Dark Ruler them. Of course, they will lose their Thunder Dragon effect, those Floodgate effect, but a lot of decks have like Grave or Back Row interaction, and people will still have their hand traps. So if they just stay on the board, you're guaranteed to lose next turn. Those chicken games, some people might think, yeah, let's play chicken game and set rotation and Kashtira for consistency, but in my opinion, that's just unnecessary because if you needed consistency, you could play set rotation and play Necro Valley or the Scareclaw field spell, even like before until now. But that's just unnecessary. You just need to play more hand traps, or if the format doesn't require hand trap, you can just play cards like Triple Tech, Cross Out, anything that's non-engine. Because how Kashtira is good is because you can play multiple non-engine by just relying on one card starters. So anti-spell at 1, it's good at 1, but even if it's at 3, a lot of people would play like 2. So I don't think it's that meaningful. If the deck Voiceless plays the Prosperity, they can just like excavate 6 and have it. So it's as if they're playing Tor 3 anyway. So I think Cosmic's pretty important because if you get anti-spelled, you probably lose unless they bricked themselves. So Pearly got pretty good buff. So you guys might be expecting some Pearly, but if you play a lot of I guess if they have Street, it's a little weird, but normally Veiler and Perm just does it because how they get to Street, unless they hard draw it, is um, also by searching with the Black Cat, and then Black Cat search continuous and reveal those, stuff like that. Um, yeah, so that's why. And then but yeah, I was just trying to say, even though you don't play a card like Book of Moon, I think it'll still be fine because you play a lot of face-up negates, uh, targeting negate, and you can at least cut their normal summon effect, and that's pretty rough for them. These are pretty relevant for the decks that were using these cards, but then they were way too behind of the format, so I think it just balances out stuff but doesn't affect the format as much. I'll go over my list. Yeah, not honestly, you don't really. I figured out you don't really need to change anything for the main deck. You just play 17 hand traps, 18 is too much because you have to cut the consistency part. But if you play like 17, 14, 15, or some people I've seen like play 12, you'll just get full combo by Fire King and just have no chance, right? So just play 18, you draw like 2 pairs like Shifter and Perm, plus Fenrir Unicorn or anything, any one of that just normally wins the game. So yeah, same plan. So hand traps are not honestly bad against the Tenpai, to be fair. So that's fine too. It's just not as good against Voiceless and Kashtira, but I do still think respecting Fire deck is more important, and then siding for Voiceless is just a good plan. So these are for extra Fire King I explained in my other videos for the last seasons, so you guys can just look for them if you want to know. So the Cosmic became a little bit more important. As I said, it's related to anti-spell, it'll be more popular. But at the same time, if you use the sphere mode on the voiceless board, now their continuous spell will trigger to set up more stuff, so you can chain Cosmic to that, and it's pretty deadly for them. And then instead of anti-spell, I don't like playing that card in Kashtira because it stops you really hard and punishes you if opponent say that you break, then opponent gets to play more during the turn during their turn. So and D-Bear stops a lot of decks right now. Branded untouched, Voices untouched, and Tenpai is they mainly synchro. I don't think you put it in the mirror, but outside of that, it's pretty useful. Of course, the Pearly got buffed, so siding these would help. And then these you still have to play because some people might think hand traps are not as good anymore, so they'll play board breakers now. Also, this just cutting like Snake Eyes from Fire King, it's just FTK for against that deck. This is a good one of, so you can just grab it with Prosperity. I don't like playing like 2 or 3 because you already play Shifter. This card is normally better card because it can't really back removal your Shifter if you go first and do it. So for the extra deck, so this is just replacement for Baron. It has synergy with the Ryuzar, sometimes Shifter, Prosperity, Cosmic. This card is for mainly Fire King. It does come up. I just cut it to play some other cards before because it doesn't come up as much against pure Snake Eye. So this card I'm just willing to test the second copy so that when my first Dark Arm gets negated, I can make the second one and go for the utopic play. So by the way, if you don't know how to do this, going second I normally do it. So one unicorn just gets you to this card by itself on top of getting birth. So if you have other cards, then you can have like utopic, birth, Fenrir, and that doesn't even consume normal summon. So that's pretty good plan if you sphere mode them so they don't have as much interaction, or if you hand trap them so they don't have anything but hand trap. So like while doing this, if you get hand trap, you might not be able to get there, but if you already have like Theosis when they imperm the unicorn, then yeah, it still works. And then I think this card is now more important because Baron's got banned, so you really need a different way to check the Nibiru when they go first. Yeah, and that's it for my video. I'll be, if any update, I'll be posting a video after the rally YCS. I personally am not entering that, and if you need any further details or how I exactly play going first, or random test and side deck patterns, or any random questions that you want to go further and ask, I'm offering coaching session. More detail you can find in my community. And thanks for watching. See you next time.